So let me remind you, a governor is supposed to honestly describe the state of affairs in our state and then provide a plan to take us from that place to a better future. That is the governor's job. Sounds simple. It can be complicated, but I think we need to do it. And what I'm trying to do is tell you what I would do, so you know if I'm the guy for the job. And that's why the day I announced I was running, I put out my economic plan, my jobs plan, my economic diversification plan. Because when we have 14% unemployment in our state, we should all stand up and say, as loud as we can, that that is unacceptable. You cannot have a quality of life if you don't have a job. And we need to expand our economic base, put people back to work, and I have a plan to do that. But I'm also saying this is important because we've been talking about economic diversification for years in the state of Nevada, but we've never connected it to education. And we will never have a first-rate economy in this state if we continue to accept second-rate schools. That is the truth. And that's why Cindy and I worked on that education plan, because they're connected. We have to work on our economic diversification, but we need to recognize that education and economic growth are inextricably linked. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm running against this guy, and I started talking about this the night of the primary. And I kind of feel like a kid that's been sitting on the sidelines waiting to get in the game, because all the focus was on the Republican primary. And the night of the primary, I reminded people what Brian Sandoval has said about education. And I'm not making this up. It was on his website till about a week ago when he scrubbed it. I think because I was talking about it, and then coincidentally he put out an education plan. I've talked to some of you about it. It's not.
Yeah.
He put out a piece of propaganda which he calls a plan. What he said before that was that we should reduce teacher salaries by 20% or fire 1 out of 5 teachers in Nevada. He said that we should do away with class size reduction. He wants to take $110 million from the class size reduction fund, which happens to be all of it. It's targeted for 7- and 8-year-olds in Clark County, and he wants to divert that to Carson City to pay down the debt. So if you want your 2nd or 3rd grader to have about 50 kids in their class next year, he's your guy. He also wants vouchers, which sounds like something other than what it is. What it is a political gimmick that would funnel money away from public education to subsidize the private education of just a few. He doesn't like early childhood education, no more all-day kindergarten, and he doesn't stop with K through 12. He wants to reduce the higher ed budget by 12%, which would be 750 professors and staff. So, at a time when Nevada has 14% unemployment, Brian Sandoval wants to fire 6,000 educators. Does that make any sense?
No.
Now, he can scrub his website all he wants till his knuckles are bloody. But we need to remind people that this election is about that. If we want to keep doing what Jim Gibbons has done, if we want to continue to have no leadership, and we want to continue to cut education, Brian Sandoval is just Jim Gibbons in a more expensive suit. That's what he is. And he would be Jim Gibbons' 2nd term. And we have a choice. We can do that, or we can do something fundamentally different. That's the kind of leadership I offer. And I'm here to ask you to help me. I'm going to work as hard as I can. Look at me. I used to weigh 200 pounds. Yeah. But I'm working hard every day. Every day. Trying to stay above 160. I'm working every day. But, you know, I'm one person. My family's working hard. I'm going to put out all these fancy flyers, and we have TV ads. Have you seen my first ad?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to keep talking about education and connecting it to the economy so we can create jobs. That's the message. I'm going to do all that stuff. But you are my secret weapon. If you tell somebody, I know Rory, I heard him talk, I heard his plan for our future, he's the guy that can do this, they're going to believe it. They might not believe all these ads they see on TV. They will believe you. So will you talk this up? Okay.
Already working on it.
All right. And we have sign up here so we can stay in contact with you. Give us your information so you know what we're doing. I know a lot of you are already working hard for me. Those that aren't, join the party. And on November the 2nd, we're going to have another party. This one won't be at Lois's house. It will be a victory party, and you're all invited.
Yay.
And I've got to go to another thing. I don't see my people that are always telling me what to do. I'm going to just pretend I don't have to leave yet. Do I have a minute for questions?
We could probably take a couple of questions.
2 questions. Who's the first one? If I don't